Now we will have our next guest, Dr. Lin Siu Fung. Dr. Lin is a chartered psychologist and associate fellow of the British Psychological Society, committed to support children with special needs, their families, and children and teachers. Her significant contributions span topics such as learning strategy, arts education, adolescent emotional distress and suicide, and parenting education. Today, Dr. Lin will share her valuable insights on revisiting the 5 C's of positive youth development. Dr. Lin, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid it's going to be my shortest speech in my life so far. I always give lectures for 3 hours, but don't worry, I will make it short. Um, my name is Siu Fung. People call me Dr. Lin. Um, Let me revisit the 5 C's of a positive youth development. Why do we need it positive? We all know that these days we have a lot of younger people suffering from mental illnesses, and every month in Hong Kong we have a couple of youth suicidal cases. In fact, yesterday when I was doing the preparation, suddenly some memories came back and I was stuck. And I stayed there for a moment, forgetting what I was doing. And on my way here today, I got a WhatsApp message from a father. He said, my son last night came home from gym and he witnessed a young person jumped off our building. And he said when he came home, he asked me what happened. He said he's numb. I said, good grief, it's not just numb. You must talk with him carefully, and let's talk after I have given my speech today. It's a serious topic. Let's make it positive. Oh, why is it everything on the screen? I have made it coming up one by one, Joshua. Anyway, oh, you just want to make it even quicker, isn't it? For a young person, a young man here, have you ever heard of 5 C's? These are the 5 C's. It's a model devised 20 years ago and has been thoroughly researched by all over the world, including the United States, European countries like Croatia, Yugoslavia, and even in Asia like Malaysia, even mainland China and Hong Kong. So there is a wealth of information about 5 C's if you want to know more about it. Let me give you a flavor of this in just a few minutes. The first one is competence. That means good functioning. In this model, they refer to some domain-specific things, like what is the domain-specific competence in Hong Kong? You all know it, right? Academic competence and social competence, which has killed many young people. Second one is confidence. It built up on our behavioral competency. If you look at me, I can walk onto the stage. That's confidence. I can speak in front of so many people. That's confidence. That's behavioral. It's execution. And also a determination. I have once decided to give a talk for a conference as a keynote speaker, but I was cheated in the beginning that it could be conducted in Cantonese. And then when I have committed, they said, why don't you talk in Mandarin? I said, good grief, my Mandarin is just very, very 普通. So I can't really use it for academic speech. But then I remember what I said to my students in the evening classes. Half of them are from mainland China. And I encouraged them, speak in English in class. Why not? It's just a language for communication. That message for my students came back to me. And then I thought, why don't you do it? With determination, I gave the speech in Mandarin, kind of successfully, a bit 普通. And then connection. We are doing connection here today. It's bidirectional exchange. We need at least two people. And it's also about bonding. You know, bonding is like, it's between mother and child. We call that bonding. Between friends, between husband and wife, there is bonding. Okay? And then we have character. Character is kind of pro-social characteristics. Here, we have something very important for our young people these days. That's resiliency. Without resiliency, without a never give up attitude, it is very difficult for our young people to get through their difficulties, their struggles in life. And then is caring. Caring refers to some kind of moral competency and social concern. Most of us here today, we are taking with us the responsibilities that Mr. Friedman mentioned earlier on, that we bear our responsibilities for our community, for our society, and for our world. Then that is our social concern. If all these 5 C's achieved, we have a happy, confident, competent young person. This one is validated all over the world. However, it's like we don't consider a young person in a vacuum or in a laboratory. Therefore, I would like to share with you a psychosocial construct which refers to the competencies. Because, as I said earlier on, some people were killed because of too much emphasis on academic competencies. I have some stories to share with you. Make it simple. The first story is about a girl at my 19 or 20 years old. I work with her, and she's a very, very caring person. So she's with the last C. However, she did not do well academically, so she did not have the good functioning domain-specific competency. While I flew to England to further study, she jumped off the building without bonding. Because the mother, when I spoke with her mom said she never did well. She's not doing as good as her older brother. Look at her brother. Every day they ask her, come on, do your homework. If you don't understand anything, if you can't do anything, just ask your brother. So that is something also to do with connection. Something's wrong with her bonding, all right? So, according to a lot of studies all over the world, competence, confidence, and connection are pretty good predictors of mental illnesses. All right, so we need to bear in mind all these 5, plus this psychosocial construct. As a person, it's very simple. Bear in mind, put your hand to your head at the moment, if you want to. First of all, we need cognitive competence. And then, wear a smile. That's emotional competence. And then your hands. Social competence, making friends. And then your feet, behavioral. On top of the 5 C's, I'm afraid we need to not paying attention just to domain specific competencies, but as a whole person, we need all these competencies. And I would like to add one more. Spiritual is about religion, about our beliefs. Not just that, it's also about our world view. So it is something to do with us as a person and also our existence in the whole world. All right? If we are going to address all these psychosocial constructs for the young person in line with the 5 C's, I'm afraid we are sure that we are going to build up some positive young people in our society. Today, I'm invited here just 2 days ago, not much better than another audience. So I would like to address uh, what we need to all the audiences here. What to foster with the 5 C's, with the psychosocial model, to enhance positive youth development in specifically for Hong Kong. Number one, nurture. I'm going to give you a very nice word, but the PowerPoint seems not working in the way I want. It's a word nice. N-I-C-E. Nice. Can you see it? N-I-C-E. So, N for nurturing their different abilities. Did you enjoy the music? Yes. So, it's not just about academic performance. Identify their strengths. How nice they play piano, how nice they play the drums, how nice with their vocals, right? So connecting people, find their strength and help them to build up good, trustworthy, reliable bondings. Establish healthy beliefs and clear standards. With my students conducted a research study into girls' abstinence. Many parents are afraid of telling a clear standard to their young people. But the other way around, if we tell them the clear standards, in our study, the girls are able to maintain abstinence. Okay, so for all of us here, please offer opportunities to our next generation. I have a very sad story here to conclude. This girl came from mainland China. She can't catch up with her English studies and in conjunction all studies. She failed in all subjects. And when I look at her assignments, she's not studying properly in that school. So I want to help her to change to another school. She was very motivated. She was very happy. And she wrote a letter in English. Somehow, with the help, I said, whatever appliances you use, I don't care. Just write it and I'll correct it, amend it for you. She made it. The mother wrote a letter in Chinese and I helped them to amend it too. The school gave her a hard time. Originally, a teacher there told me they are able to offer her a place. But then, after she has taken 3 hours exam, another teacher, I think is kind of because of power struggle, another teacher told me, who told you, who allowed you in my name to have this girl in our school? So he said, no way, her standard is far beyond our standard. Go to another school. So we need opportunities. This girl, from that onward, withdraw from everything. Not going to school, refuse to see me, refuse to see anybody, even her relatives. So, but I have another good story that a girl playing truancy in A school and I moved her to B school, she became the first in class, plus the first in the whole form, because she built up very good peer relationships there, and she likes the teachers there. The teachers loves her too. So her father shed his tears. All right, we need to give young people opportunities. We need to support them with all sorts. And we need to build communities offering the environment for them to build up their spirituality, their bonding, their connection, and their social life. Thank you very much for your attention.